Summer's not quite here yet, but man, it feels like it. It's so warm. This week's going to get into like the low 20s. It's got to be near 20 at the moment. I'm hot. I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I'm that warm and I'm loving it. A couple of days ago I watched the film adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. I have seen the 1995 anime and I did like it. It was a bit weird, but I liked it. And then I watched Ghost in the Shell, the film version, and it's fucking amazing. I love it. It's visually so good. And from my memory of watching the original anime, it seemed to keep to it really, really closely, particularly in the visuals. I think from what I can tell, they've incorporated a bit more storyline from another Ghost in the Shell, like sequel or prequel or something, to sort of pad out the character a little bit more. But man, I really did like that film. Why were they waving? This always confuses me. So I'm always polite and just nod back like, hi, I don't know who you are, or if you're just saying thanks or what. It fell into that category of films that I really, really like Chappie and Elysium and Ex Machina. It's interesting that the thought process behind and the way that people would accept these things. Like, you know, the person I was watching it with, we were sort of talking about it. I was like, do you know what? These implants, these upgrades, is something that could well. Could well happen. And you think, well, people will say no to it. And I was thinking about it. If I had the option to have my brain put into a mechanical body that would never get sick. I mean, yeah, I don't want to live forever, but if it didn't get sick and it didn't get old and achy, maybe it's because I feel old. You know, I've got bad knees and hips and sore bits on me. I'd like to have those replaced, please. But the idea of giving up your body for something that could be upgraded and something mechanical and can do more than what you can in your own body, that's so cool. Possible to get a brain out of a human body and get it into a robot. Not in our time, not for a lot of generations, but that will come. It will be possible. You know, the theory works in a way. You know, you've seen how prosthetic limbs have come so far, even in my lifetime. It's always something that's really impressed me, and it gives me hope as a biker. If I ever was unfortunate enough to lose a limb, they now make prosthetic limbs which are, obviously they're not better, but they're really good, really impressive what they can do, and they can even be controlled with your mind. Now, I don't want to lessen how difficult it must be to become an amputee, but if you were to lose a leg below the knee these days, it seems like it doesn't even affect people. Like they can actually be completely normal and functioning just because of the way that they've managed to design these below the knee amputation artificial limbs. It's amazing. But I know these aren't what I'm talking about here, so let's go far into the future. If it were possible to have upgrades, would you have them? Now, obviously these upgrades would cost so much money. In the films it seems to be put across as if anyone could get them, as if, you know, it's like going to Halfords and buying yourself a trumpet for exhaust. You want to trumpet on your ass. Jesus. But you know what I mean? I personally, I wouldn't care. I'm not particularly attached to my body as it is. Well, I'm rather attached to it, but you know what I mean. I'd like to be shorter. I'd love to experience this world at the right height. I've talked about this. I've got a video called The Curse of Height, and literally this world is made for someone about 5 or 6 inches shorter than me, I'm sure of it. I assume these bodies you don't have to eat much at all, because the only nutrients that you have to actually get into your body is for your brain. You just be effortlessly fit. Like, I have never been able to properly run much. I can run, you know what I mean, I can run if I have to dash here, dash there, but I can't sustain running. It's something I've never really been able to do. I used to be very overweight. That destroyed my ankles, as well as, well, I'm very flat feet. My knees have also taken beatings and crashes and stuff. But no matter what I do, I will never be able to run like a machine. No, humans are made to run. I've never experienced that properly. So would you have upgrades done? And what upgrades would you want? And don't say go gadget penis. I mean, the eyesight thing, I've got pretty good eyesight, but it would be nice to be able to zoom a little bit, maybe. Some people will just want to be really strong, but then if you could just buy an upgrade to be stronger, you don't have to work for it, is it the same thing? I think he likes it. It's so funny, Divi gets so much more attention than Derek ever did. It's not something I've ever aimed for, but it's just funny how people literally, they just look at Derek and like, what is that piece of shit? But to people who know bikes, they're like, that's really cool. I feel lucky that I'm alive now when I am, because we've seen such an acceleration in technology in recent years. It's been incredible. You know, obviously there was the Industrial Revolution where things really took a massive leap, but it feels like we're currently in another revolution. There was so much stuff that we've really nailed and pinned down and advanced so far in such a short amount of time. I mean, look back at the 80s and compared to what we have now. It's changed so much. I might have another 40-50 years left of me if I live to a good healthy age. So 40-50 years, it only gets me up to about 2060, 2070 something. And obviously the technology of what we're going to have then is far beyond what I could even comprehend at this point. It's, well, unless you know, the very few people that get to make all the decisions in this world who for some reason, just like in a job where your manager always ends up being the idiot who doesn't actually know what he's doing, I worry that these few people could really just fuck things up. Because the majority of, you know, of Earth, human beings, want to just be like, will you just stop fighting with each other? We don't want to go to war, we just want to go to work, earn some money and live our lives. Stop being so fucking money grabbing and just so horrible. You know, look at all the shit that's going on with like Korea and Trump and Russia and all. You literally want to get them all in a room and go, what the fuck are you doing? You're a human like everyone else. Everyone else just wants to, you know, to love, be loved, have fun, live their life and die happy. You lot just seem to want to fucking start wars and fuck each other over. Stop it! It's a big enough world for us all. Well, you say that, it's kind of not. It's getting smaller. I didn't realise this small fact until, wow, we've really changed subjects here. Whatever, it's a random one, it's a ranty one, it's a all over the place one, but what was I going to say? Yeah, I remember, you know, when they used to say there were 6 billion people on Earth. And it was like, today is the day that there is 7 billion people on Earth. And then I saw something the other day, it was like, there is 7.5 billion people. I'm like, whoa, you stop fucking! Seriously. This is why I don't want kids. There's too many fucking people on this earth as it is. And we're not just talking about jobs in an area, because that's bad enough as it is. Trust me, I know this. I'm in that fucking boat right now. But on a bigger worldwide scale, it's how much space we need for food. Now, I saw another prediction the other day, or calculation, that said that when the Earth reaches 10.7 billion, at that point, there is not enough space to have any more people on Earth, because we will not be able to grow enough food. Working on the basis of what space we use now for how many people we have now. If I've seen the population of the world increase by, what, nearly 1 billion in my lifetime, maybe it's more than that, it's only got to go another 3, and it's exponentially, you know, the more people there are, the more people are fucking, the more people have kids, the lower the intelligence of everyone fucking goes, it seems. And that is a bit of a problem, which is that intelligent people are tending to not have kids. And people who are a bit fucking thick are spitting them out like fucking baby cannons. Now, it's not to insult anyone with kids. You know, I'm not saying if you have kids you're an idiot. That's a perfectly natural thing to have kids, but you know what I mean. Like when you see people having children who really shouldn't yet, should we say that, if at all. I often sit there pondering things, and I think things like, what if science, which is becoming a lot more mainstream now, because you know, before people just didn't give a shit about science, they were like, oh, I don't need to know about that, or why would I possibly need to know that? And now people are actually interested in stuff, kind of, a bit more. But I just want to imagine, what would this world be like if science was religion? You know, if religion never existed, and it was replaced by science, and just following science was the religion, what would we have achieved by now? Weird video. I started out talking about films, ended up going that direction, but you never know. I start getting on a subject, and that's why I like those films, because those films make me think of all these things. So there you go. Let me know what you think on whatever subject you wish to choose. There's many to go on. And don't forget to smash the like out of the fuck button. Did I get it right that time? Yeah, I did. Yeah!